How's it going, everyone? KayneHunterTaker here, and welcome back to an episode of Kayne's Bedtime. Yeah, got a few things to talk about tonight. Yeah, I've done a lot of things like drawing, recordings and all that stuff. I'm sort of back in the mojo, and yeah, let's get to it. Actually, before I start, because I've got a couple of Resident Evil games to talk about, rest in peace to Jeanette Moores. I hope I got her name right. She's voices one of the witches in Resident Evil 8. Yeah, just such a tragic, news to hear. I couldn't believe it. So, yeah, my condolences to the family, and yeah, just so sad. And it just reminded me because of Resident Evil 8, and so excited I jumped into Resident Evil 7. I finally, got back into the mojo of picking up my save game before the Jack boss fight, where he's got the chainsaw, and I struggled a couple of years ago when I did try to do it, and I thought, ah, shit, now I kind of don't want to do it, I'm a bit salty, but he was surprisingly easy. I just used the buzzsaw against him and took him out no problem, and I'm actually, before the boss fight at Margarita, I got, pretty far into it, and I've only died a handful of times, so yeah, I'm doing pretty well. I can't wait to get through the madhouse and just play Resident Evil 7 before Resident Evil 8 comes out. Alrighty, this is interesting because I started taking notes when I picked up the game, and then I saw I took a break, and I've actually now finished it. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I've finally done the the original trilogy, recorded playthroughs for all on YouTube, and now I feel empty because they were like my all-time favourites, and now it's like moving on to the other games. There's no I know there's Gun Survivor and all that, but there's no more PS1 Resident Evil game for me to play, and yeah, kind of sad, really. I had such a good time jumping into Nemesis again. Not to brag, but I kicked his ass the first bite in one shot. Yeah, I didn't realise how... I don't know if it's because of the PS3 when I was trying to do it before, or I was testing it, like training to try and sort of, dodge Nemesis. I was really struggling with the PS3, like the emulation of it, but the PS1, because of the retro tank, I could play it. I was just dodging left and right. Bear in mind I got hit a few times, but holy shit was I, giving me a run for his money. And yeah, when I took him down, I was like, oh. And while we're on the Resident Evil train, me and Luke finally recorded another episode of Resident Evil 2, the board game. This one went so much better. I am actually really happy with the setup. I actually did it in my room. We have a spare room, and see, we've got a chair in there, like a sofa and a coffee table, but trying to record the game and trying to make it look good, and it was just very sort of cramped. Whereas here, you got my wall, but I've actually got a lot of space here, like forward. So, Luke was here and I could be there, and we could both move around if we needed to, and yeah, we're really happy. So, and the game itself, I think we got it down. Like, we know the moves, we know the cards. The one card that kept giving us trouble was the one where I believe you got to take zombies on a adjacent tile. So not the one you're on, the one like connected. You take all the zombies and push them through the door, and then shut the door. I think that's what that card was. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, we finally, we were able to play the game without sort of having to stop too much to read up on a rule. And another one that always sort of got us is, the abilities, but apparently they don't happen until much later in the game. But yeah, we got through the first scenario, and looking forward to doing the next one. Okay, played a bit more of Kingdoms of Alamo Re-Reckoning. I wasn't actually recording any footage for it. See, when I start a game, I will record some just to, show what the game is, and then when I'm sort of playing, in between, I'm not going to worry about it. But when I reached a new village, I had a sense of it being very sort of spooky, and as I got closer, I was being attacked by giant spiders, and then as I went there, I was like, hang on, these spiders are attacking this village, where is everyone? And yeah, we cleared them out, and then the people come out, it's like, oh, thank God you came, there was like the spiders moved in, and they've just been wreaking havoc on us, and it's just the lighting is very spooky and all that stuff. And then got into a bar, and it's like everyone's all held up there to be safe, and it just looks very like they're just all, this is our lives now, we got to hide from these spiders. And just the one mission that really spooked me out. There's this woman, she's like, oh, you gotta see if my parents are okay. I told them we need to get out of here, but they refuse to move. They, can you please check on them and all that stuff, and talk to this other guy. He knows, he might know if they're okay and all that stuff. So, we talked to the guy, and he's like I'm not telling you anything. It's none of your business. So it's like, oh, okay, fair enough. We'll go and check on them. And as we get in there, like, the house is just full of webs and cocoons, and you see bodies on the floor, and it's the parents. I'm like, oh shit, this is really intense now. But then you notice that there's blood on the floor, and it's like, hang on, they're not covered in web. What's going on? And it's like, this was a murder. What's going on here? The spiders wouldn't have just left them, and they certainly wouldn't be laying in a pool of blood. And it's like, what's going on? Then we find out that the guy we were trying to talk to, he's the one who did it, so I fucking killed him. And it's like, oh, this is very this game's got a lot of stuff going for it, and I'm having such a good time with it. And just chipping away at a Fire Pro Wrestling World. I did the steel cage deathmatch. Not what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be like, the cage and the explosions, but it was just a cage match, so it wasn't, too mind-blowing. But I thought what was a really good match. I think we started this tournament, and we're actually facing our coach. He had to fight him, and it's like, what are you doing, rookie? Fight me! So that was cool. Kicked his ass and just advanced further. And I'm not sure what's happening. I think it's just the tournament. I think I'm 2 rounds in. I can't really remember, so I definitely got to get back into it at some point. Alrighty, finally jumped back into Cyberpunk 2077, and not playing it for a month really messed me up. The session that I jumped into was really messy, because where I stopped was in the middle of a very important mission or quest. It wasn't like a side mission, so it was like, as I jumped back in, I'm already sort of going through it on this quest, and it's like, oh, can you go here, and take out this gas station for these guys. And I think I got killed 4 times. I'm like, oh fuck, because I was just rough. And then I finally got through there, and then it's like, alright, now I want to do a few side stuff. We did another mission with the the VR thing, which I really like, investigating. And then as I was sort of doing something else, I got killed by just random thugs, and I'm like, I'm gonna call it for the night. I'm really rusty. I'll pick it up again another time, and when I feel refreshed, because holy shit, did I get thrashed. Okay, I haven't really done too many recordings because I've been very focused on my drawings. I've got, like I talked in the last episode, I've got the bug again where I've been bitten now, so I just want to draw. I'm very happy with my Red Sonja drawing at the moment. I got the the clean ink done, and then I'm just adding the features, and now I've got the colours on, and she's just looking really good. I'm really happy with how she turned out. It's like I think from Tifa, I just feel like my drawings feel really sort of clean, and it doesn't look sort of, how do I put it? You look at my Jill Valentine, when I got back into drawing, I thought, this looks really cool. And now that I'm looking back, I'm like, I've kind of missed some key parts, like, with arms and stuff like that. So I wouldn't mind sort of going back and redrawing, my past drawings, but I'm just very happy with the Red Sonja one at the moment. I'm just so stoked with how she's turning out, and I'm taking my time with it now. Before I was sort of rushing it, but now I'm like, I don't want to sort of cheap out on details, like the chainmail. I did each little, piece of chainmail going in, moving, like copy, moving it down, copy, moving it down, erasing the bits away to really sort of bring it to life. And very happy. I can't wait to start, doing my how do I put it? My rough colour, shading. It's not like a smooth. I just dab to bring features out. So really looking forward to getting onto that. And my Vampirella is almost ready to ink. I just need to touch up a bit of her gear. I think I've got to do her boots, because I just did really rough sort of boots. I need to get that sorted, and I got her into a position now where she doesn't look very stiff. She's gliding, so I got her sort of floating in a pose. So really happy with how that one's turning out. feel like I haven't really talked much about Bloody Knuckle Society. Episode 3 is almost done. I just got to edit 2 more matches, and I'm just sort of debating on the script. There's some things that I want to do, but at the same time it's like, do I push it a bit further, or do I just do it right here, you know? It's like, just let it happen and then work from there. So I'm just debating what to do. So I'm so like I said, 4 matches are done, just got 2 more to go, and my script I think is about 60%, I reckon. It's almost there, but I'm just sort of polishing it up a little bit, and yeah, just I really want to get to episode 4 for the, you know, been hyping up the Hard Knocks Championship finally being debuted, and I just cannot wait to do that and, you know, crown the winner. I should have really talked about this first. Yeah, I live in WA, and as I go into lockdown for 5 days, it got pretty scary there for a second. A guy got tested positive, and yeah, everywhere just said, no, we are not risking it, screw this, 5-day lockdown. And I think we're still on not a lockdown, but until the 14th I think we'll be back to normal. And yeah, our work gave us some masks. We originally had just the standard masks, and see, I don't like the flat ones, because I don't mean to sound like a little bitch, I know there's people out there that can go 24 hours wearing them, but I just felt like this one, because of my big head and my fat cheeks, it was like so we had these other ones, but then it was like compromise, which mask do you want the most? And I like this one. It's almost like a ski mask. It's set in place, so I had a bit of room, and I thought, yeah, I like this one suits me. Just the only little bit was the metal plate, because I've got a big head and a short nose, so it's like I got a pinch. But yeah, the next day our manager come in, she said to everyone, we've got some masks here, like some proper material ones, and you know, sign your name down to grab one. And yeah, I love this one, it's really good. I'll tell you what, let's get on for size. I'll tell you what, the people, you know, the nurses, the doctors, the people in the middle of this whole thing wearing, you know, those ones for, you know, 24 hours a day, there's just no way to say how awesome you are. You guys are just fucking troopers. Hey, and see, they actually had a load of different patterns. There was the boss had a like a leopard skin one, looked really cool. There was like pink and red and obviously the blue. The reason me and Luke picked blue, because now we look like Mortal Kombat characters, Sub-Zero. And I tell you what I do like the most, machine washable. See, what was worrying me, and I said to the manager, because we were issued 2 of those 2 of the paper ones that not paper, I don't know how to explain it, it's like thicker material like paper, but you couldn't wash them. And I said to, you know, her, I was like, what's the procedure with, you know, I've gone blank, yeah, we can't use the same mask for a week straight, if you know what I mean. And that's when she said, oh, we got some of these coming very soon, and I was like, oh sweet. And yeah, very good, very good. I mean, I'm not saying I know what it felt like, but me and Luke did our split weekend, and you know, 10-hour shift with a break in between. But yeah, holy shit, you know, it does get to you eventually, you know, just with these masks. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. I felt more fatigued, if you know what I mean. It's almost like you're just a bit more tired. So once again, you know, the nurses, the doctors, you know, all those people in, you know, in the heart of it all, you know, good job. Mind you, with this lockdown, also had a bushfire that, you know, really wreaked havoc. I think 90 homes were destroyed. And I should probably say, you know, with the lockdown, the guy that got tested, I'm like an hour away from, you know, where he lives in the area, and then we just had these bushfires. I'm like 40 minutes away. So yeah, we've just been very, you know, WA's just been getting swamped. Man, I did not organise this list very well. I need to start doing it. See, I know we've lost a lot of celebrities and actors in the past few months, but yeah, just sort of, you know, just the ones that I'm sort of, you know, how do I put it, not affecting me the most. You know, Resident Evil 8, you know, a big fan of Resident Evil, and we've just lost, you know, Jeanette, who was voicing the character in the new game. You know, it's like, oh shit. I really love this show. I used to watch it growing up. Saved by the Bell, we just lost Screech, you know, Dustin Diamond, we just lost him. So it's like, shit, no, god damn. And I know there's the there was that new show, like not a remake, but you know, it's like some of the original cast returned, and I was sort of, you know, hoping, oh, hopefully maybe get a reunion. And it was mentioned that Dustin Diamond and Mark, you know, the guy who played Zack, sort of rekindled their relationship. You know, I think they went to a convention together and sort of, you know, partnered up to do photo shoots, if I remember. So I was like, oh, you know, maybe it could have happened, because I know, you know, Dustin's done a lot of stupid shit, but you know, I think he was sort of reaching that point where he was sort of, you know, guys, I want to, you know, sort of, you know, make things right, and yeah, rest in peace. So on the list, I got back into a lot of shows this time. I got back into Big Bang. I was a huge fan of Big Bang Theory. I loved season 1, 2, 3, 4 was okay, 5 was alright, but then from then on I was like, it's really starting to lose interest. I mean, I loved the show when it was all about, you know, geeky culture. You know, we got video game night, movie night, and all that kind of stuff. And then it's like, it's sort of, we've moved away from that. And I'm really not a fan of so many different things happening in one episode. You kind of notice it's like, so for example, it's like Sheldon, Lenny, and Pennant in one, you know, section. Then it's Howard and Rush in one section, and then, you know, it's Amy and Bernadette and Stuart, yeah, cover guy, in one section. So you got 3 things going on in an 18-minute episode, and it's just like, oh. And the one episode I was really excited. I got up to season 9, and then I stopped watching it because it just got really, you know, how do I put it? You know, doom and gloom. You know, Sheldon and Amy broke up. Then Sheldon wanted to propose to get back with her, and then he sees her with Stephen Merchant. You know, him playing a character, and then it's like, oh well, fuck that. You know, I don't want to watch it anymore. It's just too. Meh. And then I should have really kept going, because in the next episode they literally, you know, hooked back up, and they went to see. It's like the episode. It was when Star Wars: The Force Awakens, you know, was announced and tickets were going up, so the guys were like, we gotta get tickets, and I thought, oh, good episode, it's gotta be about the new Star Wars movie. No, it was about 5 minutes of that, and then Sheldon giving Amy a birthday present of him finally, you know, him and her doing it. So I was like, god damn it. I also got back into The Simpsons. I did start season 1 when me and Luke first got into Disney Plus back in November, and I was just focusing on other shows, but then I thought, yeah, I want to start sort of making a variety instead of watching one show and then it's like getting boring. So I just watched I forget the episode name, the Telltale something. It's where Bart cuts the head off Jebediah Springfield, like the statue, and then it's like everyone wants to kill him now because he wants to be part of the cool group. And there was one bit that really cracked me up. It's just something about the first few seasons of Simpsons that just feel very homely and funny and comforting. And then later seasons just sort of went meh. But I like when him and, you know, the bullies, you know, Jimbo and all that, and Curly, if I remember his name, and there was someone else, I forget his name. And then watching a movie, and it's a scary movie, and one of the characters on the movie, it's like, what's that unhuman sound? And then Bart just like, and it caught me off guard. I was like, oh, and just burst into laughter. And yeah, what the next episode? What was that one? It was Marge's birthday. Yeah, and Homer bought the bowling ball for her, which was actually for him. So yeah, I didn't really like that episode. It's, you know, kind of emotional and sad, but at least it all worked out in the end. Also got back into Goof Troop. I started watching that one, and I'm such a sucker for shows that do camping episodes. This episode, it was like, you know, I think it was the school holidays, and Max and PJ got into, you know, a bit of strife, and it's like, oh god, I've forgotten his name now. Petey? I think his name Petey. You know, the neighbour, his wife's like, you know, you two, you're their fathers, take them out camping. And I was like, oh, I like me a camping episode. And that's such a fun show. See, one of my favourite movies of all time is Extreme Goofy Movie. I haven't seen, you know, the Goofy Movie, like the one before that, so much, and never got to watching Goof Troop. And, you know, with Disney Plus I finally did start, and yeah, I really love that show. And I got a wild card. I thought I'll just add a show randomly just to start watching. I started that Star Wars. It's Forces of Destiny, if I know the one. It's where all like the female characters of the Star Wars universe. It's like their stories are being told in mini episodes, and I actually, yeah, it's all right. I think it's okay. I really love the art style for it. It's it's really pretty, really colourful and all that stuff. And the first 2 episodes I watched, it's just Rey with BB-8, and yeah, it's short and sweet. So just to add something in between, and just to get, like I said, something. So when I watch another show, watch that in between and start another show, and yeah, it's okay. Also got a couple of episodes of Sopranos in. Yeah, the 2 episodes I watched were very, holy crap. So the one I just watched, it was not just watched, but the one before it. I did write some notes. Oh, Chris. I really like Chris. I wish we'd see him more in Sopranos. He's just a character, a really sort of interesting character to follow. He does the acting lessons, and the whole show is him basically. He wants to sort of get away from the mob life. He wants to write movie scripts and stories and all that stuff. And if I remember, his girlfriend bought him some acting lessons to sort of because he always has mind blocks, and just sort of help him get through it. And he was doing really well, and then he ended up beating up a guy in the middle of a scene because it was like it reminded him of his dad who passed away at a young age, and it just got too personal for him, and so that got thrown out the window. And then if I remember, Tony or some friend of Tony's brought this guy over from Italy, something like that, and it's like, oh, can you get him on his feet, help him out a little bit, and he's really good with the kids and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, this guy seems like an okay guy. Well, talking about Chris, so he went to get some money off a guy that, it's like their business, something, and then you got to pay us and all that stuff, and the guy was short of money, but because he was doing drugs, and it's like Chris couldn't really sort of get the job done. So Tony brought this guy along with him, and it's like, oh, he's all friendly. No, he's not. He went in there, fucking beating the hell out of the guy, punching women, fucking dead in the face. Give me the money, and shoots him in the leg, and I'm like, ooh, this guy's very serious. And yeah, Tony's just sitting there with a cigarette, getting the job done, and I don't have to get my hands dirty. I almost forgot to say it. I think it was one of see, Sopranos have such good music, and the ending of that episode, it was really, sort of like, oh shit, the song that was playing, and it was Chris basically after he's beating up the guy, and he's sort of in a bad way. It's like, what do I want to do? He can't sleep, and he goes to his laptop and he's going through his script, and he just scraps it all. He grabs all the floppy disks. I wonder if there's any people that realise what a floppy disk is. Grabs them, all these scripts, throws them in the trash, and I think that's it. I hope he does go back to it, because I really liked his sort of character where he was, I don't want to do, mob stuff for my whole life. I want to, write movie scripts and all that stuff. And yeah, it was quite a powerful scene to basically say, in being in the mob life is all he knows, and it's like there's no escape from it, because it, when he tries to do something, it just brings up, bad memories. And yeah, a very powerful scene that, and the music was really good. Oh, the next episode. See, I couldn't remember the guy's name, and he appeared in Everybody Loves Raymond as when they all went to Italy, and Robert fell in love with this woman, and her dad was like a very sort of strict man, and he didn't really talk much. And it's like when they come to visit, he bought the pizza place that they always go to, and Robert's like, oh, what happened to Nemo? And the guy's just like, you go away. And yeah, he is in Sopranos, and I recognised him instantly. I'm like, hang on, you're in Everybody Loves Raymond. And I remember his name, Richie. And yeah, he's a very intense dude. He was the one I was talking about where it's like a guy owed him money or something, and he nearly killed him. He just ran him over and bloody crippled him, and it was like, oh shit. This one, and funny enough, Robert Patrick appears in this episode, and he owns a sports store in, sorry, itchy ear, trying to trigger my brain to make sure I remember shit. So Richie is his sort of, pick up the money that you owe and, you know, keep going on with your business. And the guy was short, and they had a card night, and Richie was basically saying, look man, I'm going to be nice to you, you know, I want the money, but I don't want to see you at another card, you know, game, because that to me tells me you're disrespecting me, that, you know, you're not taking me seriously, you don't have the money to pay me, but you can gamble, so don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. Well, I'm itchy all of a sudden. Well, the guy, you know, him and, you know, Tony are sort of, you know, friends and all that. He hears about this big game that they hold every year or something like that, and from different sort of families or mob gangs, and, you know, try and get as much money as they can. So they host this whole weekend, and basically no one quits. There's no end until, you know, the last person who says, alright, I'm out. So yeah, it goes on for a whole weekend. Well, Robert Patrick's character rocks up. Oh, come on Tony, be a pal, let me in, I can win. Because he basically, you know, he wants the money to pay Richie so he doesn't kill him. And it's like, see, I'm very slow with these things. When I saw him rock up, I should have known that it wasn't going to be that easy. So he goes through the whole night, and from what I gather, he took more money from Tony. So not only does he owe Richie money, Tony, he borrowed from him to get into the game. And then apparently he took more money while Tony was asleep. So it's like, you know, what the hell is he doing? All that stuff, and he doesn't really know what's going on. There's a knock on the door. Well, guess who rocks up? It's Richie. And I thought he was like, so he's all happy, you know, how's it going, boys? You know, how's it going? And then it's like he looks over and he's like, what are you doing here? So then, you know, Robert Patrick's character is like, I think his name's David, if I remember. He was like, look, Richie, it's okay, you know, I'm gonna pay you back. And then Richie's just like, you fucking disrespecting me? You disrespect? And he's, you know, grabbing him, and he ruins the whole game, which pisses Tony off, because all the other guys, you know, say, look man, I'm out, I don't want to deal with this. So then Tony's pissed off at Richie, you know, who the fuck do you think you are? You know, I run this thing, you ruined the card game, you know, you took money out of my pocket basically. And then Richie's like explaining, you know, this guy owes me money and he's gambling, you know, he owes me. So then it all goes to the shit where it's like, so Tony's now pissed at, you know, I'm sure it's David, yeah. So it's like, you know, I want the money, you're going to pay me back, you understand me? So then there was a funeral of someone, so then him and Richie sort of talk, and Richie's like, Tony, I'm sorry, okay? You know, the anger gets the better of me. You know, he owes me money. You know, he disrespects me like that. You know, I tell him not to do it and he goes and does it. So then Tony's like, you know, water under the bridge. But here's the deal. He pays me first, and then he pays you your money. And then the scene where it's like, hang on, shit, got a burp coming. There we go. So then it's like, this David guy's really in a pickle. He's obviously, you know, he's really bad with money, you know, gambling all the time. And then the sports store's not really, I don't think, making a lot of money. So then it's like, I thought, well, oh, I remember, so, no, about to go ahead, so, no. Tony goes to his store, and then, so he tells him, look, when my people come, you pay them money. I don't want any funny business. Well, suddenly he has a doctor's appointment and misses them, so Tony goes there, and then it's like, you know, who the hell do you think you are, huh? Huh? You playing me like that? So then David character's like, look, Tony, look, we're friends, you know, we can sort this out, I'll get you the money. And then Tony's just like, stand up. And David's like, what? Stand up. And it's like, oh no, you're fucked. So he stands up, and it's just suddenly slaps him like, you disrespected me. And that's like, oh shit, you know, at the start of the episode this guy was good, and you know, it's just amazing what I like with this show. It's just how quick shit hits the fan. So it's like, you're gonna pay me the money, you understand me? And it's like, I don't care if we're friends. And then, geez, Robert Patrick played a good role. You know, I knew him as a very strict sort of character. He takes shit seriously in the movies I've seen him in. But he starts crying, and it just shows how scary the situation is. And it gets so bad, he goes to I forget his name as well, the chef, because him and Tony and him went to school, and it's like, dude, I'm in trouble, I need money, and the guy can't pay him the money because he's trying to fix his restaurant. So then he starts this thing with his son where it's like, you got mud on the car that I bought you, now you're gonna lose the car, and he sells it to Tony, and then it ends up ruining the friendship with him and Tony's daughter, like the son, and he's like, fuck you and your mob, dad. And yeah, that episode, that's one of my favourite episodes for the season actually. I thought, there was a really sort of good build to show how, the mob life is. It's like, when you borrow money, you're gonna pay it back.
So what's this fucking doctor's appointment you had all of a sudden when my friend comes to see you, huh? What do you think, I'm still the kid on the school bus?
Please, Tony, I'm doing my best here. I fucked up, okay? I'm gonna make it all work out somehow, I swear.
What do you got for me?
That.
Stand up.
Why?
Because I just said so. Get up. Get up or I'm gonna rip your fucking head off. Get up. Come on.
I'm sorry, Tony. I wouldn't do anything to insult you. Our kids go to the same school together. Tony, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just having some bad luck.
Just got worse.
I'm gonna come back. My luck's gonna change.
Tomorrow. I want something tomorrow. You understand me?
So I say I really like Chris. I actually really like Richie because I like the idea that he's just unpredictable, and then it's like he's smart. He'll be like, and then all of a sudden, he gets really serious. And I forgot to mention, he's dating Tony's sister, so that just makes it even worse because I think Tony hates her at the moment, as well as the mother who's living with her. So yeah, a lot of stress for Tony. Alrighty, on to the books. I kept this section sort of, keep together, books and comics. Jurassic Park, read another chapter. This one was really good. If I remember, so they're still down the stream, Grant and the kids, you're going down the stream. It's mainly focusing on, Muldoon, looking for, any signs of life. He finds Nedra's body, and, it's like, oh shit, this is getting serious now. But the one thing I noticed, so they're looking for the Rex and they can't track it, and it's sort of going back and forth between, Grant's section and Muldoon's section, and it's like, where is the Rex? Where is it? It's nowhere on the sensors. It's obviously in a certain area. Well, guess where Grant is and the kids? They're in the area with no sensors. So I'm sort of reading between the lines. I don't know if it's true, but I'm thinking, ooh, it's, they're going back and forth. If we can't see it on the sensors, where is it? It's only in one spot. Well, it happens to be in the spot where Grant is. I read another sort of section of Cassie Hack. I really liked this one because it had a couple of, pages in that I really liked. I'll just quickly get to it. I just thought it was really funny. This is the reason I really like Cassie and Vlad. Come on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. So, don't lose the bookmark. So, you're going to see it. So, Vlad, Cassie driving, and you notice her face is like, ugh. So then it's like, did you just fart? No. Oh, it was me then. It's just the cheeky grin, and then Vlad grabs his mask. I just thought that was really, really funny. I just like Cassie's face. It's like, she's like, did you just fart? No. Oh, it was me. And there's another page. I was like, oh. So the part we're reading, there's like bodies disappearing, and then you're following these two guys. It's like, oh, he wants the body. We got to make sure it's, it's fit for, what he wants. We can't just grab, random things. You really got to think about it. And I'm thinking, I thought it was Cassie's dad. I thought, because she's looking for him. I thought, oh, what's going on? Because she's doing something on her own, and then it's like we're following these other two guys. I'm like, what's this all about? What are they, what are they doing? Well, That's because at the end of this issue, I want to say, we learned who they're working for. Dr. fucking West, aka the Reanimator. I cannot wait, because I've never seen the movies, but I've seen so many videos of the Reanimator series, and just the guy playing him really pulls up the character. And I really liked Vampirella vs Reanimator, and to see, you know, Cassie Hack possibly, you know, meeting up with him, I'm in for a good time. I just like the scene. It's like, oh, Doctor, you know this, and it's just like, call me Dr. West. Alright, finally finished Infinity Gauntlet. Really, really good. Really love this one. And the ending was really good. And I like, you know, it's like they're fighting over the gauntlet. And it's like, oh, who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? And Warlock ends up getting it. And then, if I got it right, he makes everything disappear or something like that. But then, I actually forgot. I think it was 6 days or 60 days later, he goes to a planet 60 days into the future. And what was really cool, because the movies actually, you know, took this sort of part. You know, he actually visits Thanos, and what it was, I actually kind of spoiled it. So they kind of lock up Thanos. You know, he gets the gauntlet. It's like, this is the end for you. And Thanos is like, never, I'd rather die. So he blows himself up, and they push him away to stop, you know, him killing everyone. Well, it was a decoy, so he didn't actually die. He just wanted to live, you know, away from everyone, and he's living in peace. And yeah, that's the end. And yeah, really, really good. Right, and because I finished that, I've been very excited to jump into this one. I finally started Red Sonja Worlds Away Volume 1, and it's a tie now, because I like a lot of comics Red Sonja. I'm really enjoying this one. I like the idea that she's in New York, and is she in New York? I'm sure it is. Yeah, New York City. And I just like the idea. So she's facing this, I think it's a sorcerer, and then all of a sudden it's like, hang on, what's going on? Where am I? And, you know, they're miners, you know, rock up, it's like, who are you? Ah, workers for him, die! And then all of a sudden a train comes out, she goes, that's a weird looking dragon. And then she gets to the street, and, you know, the cops are like, yo, we need backup, this woman's crazy, and she's got a sword. And then she's like, oh, back away, back away. And then, you know, they try to shoot her. She goes, what cheap sorcery is this? What cheap weapons are you using? Use a sword. Use a real warrior sword. And yeah, just having a really good time with this one. And yeah, I'm going to hopefully get volume 2 like soon, because this one's actually quite short. I'm already sort of halfway, and yeah, really, really fun. Alright everyone, just while on the subject of Jurassic Park, you know, the book, I got into the first episode of Jurassic Park Camp Cretaceous Season 2, and oh, I really, really love this show. It's so much fun, you know. Season 1 was such a blast, especially when we realised, holy shit, this is intense. And I'm, yeah, really looking forward to the Season 2 to release, and yeah, finally got to watching it. And I think one of my favourite scenes in that episode was the Rex. She was trying to build her nest, and as they were, you know, as she was doing it, it was like, they grabbed the tree, she grabbed the tree that had the safety, what's the term? You know, the beacon to let the land know that, you know, send help, we need help. And so the kids are trying to get to it, and so they got to get in while the Rex goes away. So one of the characters up in the tree, letting everyone know, yeah, she's here, it's okay, go for it, go for it. And then at one point she loses her, and it's like, where'd he go? Where'd the Rex go? And then looks down, and it's just like, looking up, and I'm like, that's terrifying. That, just the way they positioned it, just looking up at the girl, and it's like, and it just goes, grabs a little stick. It just wanted a twig from the tree, and I'm like, oh. Alright everyone, that's it for this episode of Kayne's Bedtime. I don't know how long I went on tonight. It feels like an hour. It was the Sopranos that got me. Yeah, really love the show and just enjoying it. And yeah, until next time, thank you all for watching, and you all have a good night.